Hey, how's it going, everybody? It is Keith with Craps TX. Thank you so much for tuning in. And as always, if you don't mind, before we get started, hit that thumbs up for us. It really helps us out. Subscribe if you haven't yet, and hit that bell for notifications. That way you'll be notified when the next video comes out. So this is just going to be a continuation of me getting ready for this week-long cruise that we've got coming up. I believe this is the third session. Last session, I thought I ended up with 2039 or something like that. It was actually 2043 or 2043. I'm starting to get low on black chips, so what I'm doing is substituting these crappy Hoyle plastic poker chips for like a $500 chip. So we ended up with 2043. There's 1500. Another 500 is 2000, 25, 30, 35, 40, and 3. So we're going to start off with 2043. Again, I don't know if I would buy in for that amount. Maybe if it helps me out just with tier points and all that, but I don't plan on playing that. I'm just going to take the 1500, set it to the side, and I'm going to play with this 543. So let's go ahead and just set this in there and get started. I've been playing 66 inside, Dave's Way from Casino Quest. There's their banner right there. Go check it out. Lots of good information and strategies. It's a 66 inside, and you focus on the 6 and 8, and then you press, regress, and all that. The first two videos I went through it fairly well. Hopefully I explained it correctly. So let's just get started. That'll be the easiest way to show how this is done. I'm not going to be the shooter to start out. I will be shooter number 3. That's just kind of what I've been doing these last few videos. So let's get a point set. We are coming out. Dice are out, and we've got a 2x4 6. All right. 6 is the point. Sorry, it's been a long day already. Normally I film these in the morning. This is actually the afternoon right now. So let's take 66, and we're just going to take 100 since we don't have the change. So we'll pay 100, and we'll get 34 in change. So that leaves 66, and we'll get set up 66 inside. So if you don't know, that's 15 each on the 5, 6, 8, and 9, and then you actually cap off the 8 and 9. I'm sorry, the 6 and 8 to make it 18 each. So they're proper bets. Alright, so that's 66 inside. Alright, so we've got our point set at 6. We're looking for some of those inside numbers. There is a 6-5, yo 11. Doesn't help us. And another 6-5, yo 11. See a horn, bet a horn. And a third 6-5, yo 11. Let me make sure there's more numbers on this besides a 6 and a 5. Looks like it. Alright, 4-2-6. Alright, so right back on the point. So point is hit, puck goes off. That 18 is going to pay 21. And just for visual sake, I'll throw it out there. There's 20 and 1. And what I've been doing, take 3 from your rack, make it 24, and tell the dealer to press your 6 and 8 up to 30 each. So 24 and 36 is 60. 60 divided by 2 is 30. So that's how we get the 30 each on that. So throw a green chip down, keep a red on it, green chip, and a red. Alright, so puck is off. We need a new point. Same shooter, shooter number 1. And we have a 6-4-10. Alright, so 10 will be our new point. And we're looking for those inside box numbers, please. There we go. Easy. 6. There's a 5-1-6. The 30 is going to pay 35. Dealer, please pull my $60 down and hand it to me. They'll do that, and then you'll throw them $1 and tell them to take that $1 plus the 35 that you won, that's 36, and take your 6 and 8 back to 18 each. Alright, so we're just doing that one regression, and then from there on we'll do a full press and collect on those two. So we still got the 5 and 9 that we can do that on. Just depends if we hit it, and there we go, we did hit it. There is a 3-2-5, that 15 pays 21. Right there, we're going to keep the $1 and tell the dealer press your 5 and 9 up to 25 each. So that's that. There's 5 chips on each. We'll clean it up and put a quarter out there. And there we go. So next hit on those will regress back down. There is a 2x4 6. Okay, so on the 6 and the 8, we are in full press or power press mode. 18 is going to pay 21. I'm going to throw in $3. Makes it 24. 24 and 18 is 42. Dealer, take my 6 to 42. So throw a quarter out there, take $1 off the top, and you now have 42. And yes, all that money was done correctly. I did not short myself. I did not short the bank. I did not overpay anybody. And there we go. And there is a 516. Move that out of the way. I wasn't going to be able to get it with a stick. I'm sorry, not a 516. 415. That's 6 on the brain. All right, so now we're going to regress those two. That 25 is going to pay 35. Dealer, pay me my quarters off the 5 and 9. And then the 35 will pay in red. We'll put a nickel there, and then 15 each back on the 5 and 9. We've regressed. We now have 100. We get a black chip over there, 115. So we started out with 66, we got 115, we got a number pressed up. I think we're doing okay to press and collect from here on out if we can keep hitting numbers. There is a 639, that'll help. 15 will pay 21. We are going to do a full press on that since we've already done a regression. So there's the 21. I'm going to take the 20, put it on the 9. I'll condense that down, take 5 of that, make it a quarter. So we now have 35 on the 9. The next hit will collect. There's $1. We'll keep that. We'll, I'm sorry. Yeah, next hit will collect and then press and then collect and press. All right, dice out. There's a 325. Okay, so we get to do it on the other end. Pays 21. Keep the $1. Press up the 5. And we'll condense that down. Take those 4 red chips plus that 1 and put a quarter down. Make that 35. Dice out. And there is a 314. We don't have anything on the 4. We can spread out at any given time. But not when you get a 527. That's going to take everything down. All right, so we will do that and move on to shooter number 2. Although I do believe we made a little bit on shooter number 1. Didn't do us too bad. 115, 16, 17. Plus, you know, whatever we had to throw in to do the power presses. But yeah, we're looking okay over there. So let's throw 66 down. Just to get set up. Well, you know, bets are not going to be on, but there's 66. No, that's actually, now there's 66, right? 50, 65, 60, yep. And you don't, I mean, you can wait till the point is set. That's really what you probably should do, but yeah, I'm just kind of jumping the gun here. Let's go ahead and get set up. The bets will be off on the come out, but at least we're set up, so. Trying to stay ahead of the game. I guess I could have left some of the chips out there and just stacked them back up. Okay, puck is off. Let's get a new set of dice. Shooter number 2. I am going to be shooter number 3, so we got this one shooter to go through unless they just carry us the rest of the way, which would be a good thing. Looking for a point. There is a 5, 3, 8. 8 will be our point. We are off and running. Let's get those inside box numbers, please. There you go. 5, 4, 9. 15 is going to pay 21. What we've been doing is, okay, pays 21, yep. I'm gonna throw in $3, I don't have 3, so there's 5, I'm gonna get 2 change, and we'll throw in $3. And even though I hit the 9, I'm gonna press up the 6 and 8 to 30 each, okay? So same thing, 24 and 36 is 60. 60 divided by 2 is 30, there we go. Rest of the money goes back to the bank because I've already thrown in my $3 for the power press. And we are good to go. Dice out. There's a 6, 4, 10. Nothing on the 10 right now. And ace deuce, 3 craps. Might check 1, 2. And a 5, 1, 6. Okay, so that 6 is hit. We'll go ahead and regress on that. That 30 is going to pay 35. Dealer, hand me my 60 back off of that. Take this $1, add it to my 35 in winnings, and put 18 each back on the 6 and 8, please. It will do that for you. And you've had your press and regress on the 6 and 8 so far. All right, 4, 1, 5. Okay, we can press up our 5 and 9. 15 is going to pay 21. There's the 1. We'll leave that over there. We'll put 10 each on the 5 and 9. Take those up to 25. And continue on. Dice out. 3, 2, 5. All right, so we can do an immediate regression on that. 25 is going to pay 35. Dealer, hand me my 2 green chips off of there. Take 30 of that 35 and place 15 on the 5 and 9. He'll give you a nickel back along with a photograph. I use that corny joke every time, but now we are back to our original 66, and from here on out we'll power press and collect, or full press and collect. There is a hard 10. We don't have anything on that. We could also spread out to the 4 and 10 if we wanted. There is a 2x4 6. All right, 18 is going to pay 21. We're going to throw in $3. There's 5, so I'll get 2 change. That makes 24. 24 and 18 is 42. Dealer, take my 6 to 42. And $1 comes off there to make it that, like that, 42. All right, so next hit on that 6 we'll collect, and then after that we'll press, if we can get to that. All right, there's a 314. We're not on that. This is just the winning money for that particular shooter. There's a 516. Okay, so like I said, that 42 is going to pay 49. We'll do 50 for 1, and we're going to collect that. All right, and we got a few green over here. Let's go ahead and get a black chip, because that's always a good thing. All right, dice out. And there's a 639. Okay, we've already regressed, so we're going to do a full press on that. 15 pays 21. For red and $1. We'll take the $1, set it off to the side. Do the 4 red on there. We'll take, let's just throw them everywhere, Keith. I'm just taking 1 more red off of that to make a quarter. So that is now 35 on the 9. Dice out. There is an ace deuce. I'm not ace deuce. There's aces. Spot and a dot. 2 craps. There's a 5, 3, 8. All right, that 18 is the point, or that 8 is the point. Puck will go off. 18 pays 21. We're going to throw in $3 to make it 24. Dealer, take my 8 to 42. He'll throw a quarter out there, take $1 off, and you are now at 42. So we'll collect on that one, and we're on the press mode on that one. Dice out. We're looking for a new point. There's a 617. Frontline winner. Puck was off, so it doesn't affect us. There's a 549. 9 will be our new point. Looking for those box numbers. Let's keep going. 6, 4, 10. Yeah, eventually we're going to have to grab that 4 and 10. There is a 5, 3, 8. Okay, so that 8 is in collect mode. That 42 pays 49 or 50 for 1. And we'll collect on that. So next hit on the 6 or the 8, we are going to press those both up. Dice out, if we're so lucky. And there is an 8, 6, 2, 8. 42 again, pays 49 or 50 for 1. I'm going to take that 1 off of there. We'll keep that one over here and press this up to a full $90. All right, so there we go. Nice, we're out. We'll collect on the next one if we hit that one. And there's our 6, so we get to press that one up as well. 50 for 1. And we'll take the 2 off of there, keep them. 3 green, 3 red, we're at 90 on the 6. So both the 6 and 8 will be a collect on the next hit. And we're not going to get one. There is a 4, 3, 7 out. Okay, so let's go ahead and take all that down and get set up for shooter number 3, which will be me. How about that? What we do on that? There's another 4 green. Let's get another black chip. So we got 2 black chips. That's good. 2 red and 2 white. All right. Puck is off. Let's get a new set of dice for shooter number 3, which is me. Yay! I always seem to fail at this, but let's see what we can do this time. All right, let's put $15 on the pass line, and let's set a point. Coming out. We got a hard 6. Okay, 6 will be our point. I need to get change, so I'm gonna take that 100. There is 75 and 25. There's 100. All right. What I want to do is place 15 behind for odds. Just going to do single odds for now, and then I'll do 51 for the rest here. So there is 50 and 1, and that'll be 18. I may be wrong on that. I think I am wrong on that. Yeah, I am wrong. There's 15, there's 18. Another 15 is 33, and another 15 is 48. So I overpaid by $3. So I need to take $3 back. Okay, so now we're set up on the inside numbers, and we're ready to go. And looky there, Keith does not disappoint. At least not for the Murphy's Law part of things. If something can go wrong, it will. If a 7 can come out, it will. All right, so I am done. Let's move on to shooter number 4. I did myself no favors whatsoever. All right, we need to set a point coming out. Dice are out. There's the 5-2-7 frontline winner. Couldn't do that when I was on it. 4-1-5. 5 will be the new point. Let's get 66 set up. I'm just going to throw 100 out here and get 34 in change. 33, 34. Good thing I do that. That way I'm not underpaying myself. And then we'll have the 66 left over to set up on the inside. Cap off 6 and 8. And we are set on shooter number 4. All right, shooter, let's get those box numbers like I could not. 5, 3, 8. 18 is going to pay 21. We're going to throw in $3, make it 24. Dealer will take my 6 and 8 to 30 each. That will go just like that. And there we go. We're off. Dice are out. There is a 6, 3, 9. Okay, 15 is going to pay 21. Again, there's 20 and 1. We'll take the dollar. Put 10 each on the 5 and 9, take those to 25. And we are now 110 on the inside. All right, so next hit on any of those numbers, we're going to regress if we can get it. There is a hard 10, nothing on the 10 right now. And there is a 6-5 yo 11. And another 6-4 10. No help. And a 4-3-7 out, and really no help. Okay, so we got burned on me, and we got burned on that shooter. So we are now on to shooter number 5. What kind of time we got? We still got some time to lose some money. Let's see, we'll put that dollar in there. Let's put 66 out. We'll go ahead and get set up, even though, you know, normally we'd just wait on the point, but what's there to do at the point? All right, so there's 66, and let's get set up. Click, 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 click. And there we go. All right, so bets are off. Puck is off. Got shooter number 6 coming out, I think, or 5. I don't know. I've lost count. All right, let's go. Let's get a point. Dice are out. 6, 1, 7. Get a bad angle there. All right. Frontline winner. Doesn't help us. There is a ace deuce, 3 craps, no help. Frontline loser though. 4-1-5. 5 will be the new point. Let's get those box numbers. Shooter. Not a 5-2-7. You did not need to do that. PSO. Doggone it. All right, we're just gonna leave that out there. We'll pay our 66. Let's pay 100 and get 34 and change. Right. And we're now paid $66. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and condense some of these down. Well, easier said than done. Nickel, yeah, we'll just leave those. Okay, let's go. Let's coming out looking for a point. 5-2-7 frontline winner. 5-4-9. All right, 9 will be our new point. And let's get those inside box numbers, please. Oh my golly gosh. Well, yep, gotta say some weird words so I don't say the bad words. 617, ow, 2 PSOs in a row. It is time to leave and go get a drink or something. All right, so let's pay 66 again. Let's just do it the easy way, stupid way, 106. Even though I put that nickel in there, I know I'm getting them back. I'm gonna get 40 back and change since I paid 106. All right, let's go move on to next shooter. Don't know what shooter we're on now. It doesn't really matter since none of them are doing us any good, starting with me. I didn't do myself any favors, and these rest of the shooters are not doing any favors either. All right, let's get a point coming out. Dice are out, 6, 4, 10. 10 will be our new point. I'm not even gonna say anything. I just want to see what they can roll. I'm not even gonna cheer them on. Come on. There we go. 415. At least we got one hit. All right, that 5 is gonna pay 20, or 15 is gonna pay 21. We'll throw in 3. Dealer, press up my 6 and 8, even though I hit the 5, but I'm going to press up the 6 and 8 to 30. They all pay the same amount anyway. They all paid 21. So you're just looking for that first hit so you can press up those 2 most popular numbers besides the horrible number. Dice are out. Ace deuce. 3 craps. No help. Man, they're just all over the place here. 5, 2, 7. Man. All right, man, we need to start switching to the dark side or something. What time we got? We've got to make that clock go faster. We're at 21 minutes, so yeah, we got time for another shooter. Let's go ahead and get 66 set up out here, and we'll pay our 66 here in just a minute. All right, so let's pay 66. There's 50, 65, and 66. All right, so we're set up for this shooter. Shooter 8, shooter 9. Don't know what shooter we're on. All right, let's go. We got to get a long roll in there somewhere. 6, 4, 10. That was off, so it's now back on the 10. Forgot to turn it off. And 6, 5, yo, 11. Dice out. 4, 2, 6. 2 by 4, 6. Okay, we should know the drill by now. We're going to throw in $3. It pays 21. We're throwing in 3. I don't have 3, so I'll get 2 change. And that's 24. So dealer, take my 6 and 8 to 30 each. And there we go. And we're off once again. 415. Okay, so now we can press up our 5 and 9. That pays 21. We'll keep the dollar. Excuse me, dealer, press up the 5 and 9 to 25 each. There's 5 red on each. And we're now at 1 cent across. So next hit, we are starting to regress. Let's get something, please. There we go, 3, 2, 5. All right, 25 pays 35. Dealer, hand me those quarters off the 5 and 9. Take the 35, please, and put 15 each on the 5 and 9. And take me back down to the Paradise City. All right, there we go. So now we still got to regress our 6 and 8 if we can get one of those. There is a 6, so we will regress the 6 and 8. Dealer, hand me my $60 off of that. Here is $1. Take 35 that I just won with that dollar, makes 36, and put 18 each on the 6 and 8. And that is our press and regress. So from here on out, we're gonna full press, power press, whatever it takes, and then collect. We got $125, $26, $27 over there. So yeah, we've recouped our 66 and then some. 10. All right, 6, 4, 10. That's the point. Puck is off. Bets are off. Looking for a new point. Same shooter. 4, 3, 7. Frontline winner. Good time to get it. And a 2 by 4, 6. 6 will be our new point. We're staying on that because we're not the shooter. So we're good to stay on that number. There is a 5, 1, 6. So point hit right away. 18 is going to pay 21. We're going to throw in $3, which is 24. Dealer, take my 6 to 42. So 24 and 18 is 42. And we are now set on that. So the next hit on that 6 would be a collect. There's a 6, 1, 7. Again, the puck is off. So that's a frontline winner. And a 5-2-7. All right, that's cool. Get these 7s out of the way while that puck is off. And a 6-4-10. All right, so we're back on the 10. 10 is our point. We're looking for those inside numbers. There is a 3-1-4. No help to us. There is a 4-1-5. Okay, so that does help. 15 is going to pay 21. We're going to do a full press. It's 20 and 1. We'll keep the dollar. And we'll take those 4 and 1 right there and make that 35. Dice are out. There's aces, spot and a dot. And a 5-1-6. Okay, so that's 6. We're at 42. That's going to pay 49 or 50 for 1. We're in collect mode on that one. The next hit on that will be a press. I'm going to go ahead and condense some of those down. There's 4 green because I like to see that black chip out there. Dice out. Another 6. Okay, so now we're in press up mode on that. 42 pays 49 or 50 for 1. I'm going to have to get change. There's $4. So there's my 1. Dealer, take my 6 up all the way. So we're just going to take those $2 off. He'll give those back to you. Put the 2 green underneath. You have 90 on the 6 now. Next hit is going to be a collect, and that collect would have a black chip in it if we're so lucky. 5-4-9. All right, 9 is at 15, so that is going to be pressed up. He pays 21. Dealer will take it up to 35. He'll give you your dollar over here. He'll take a nickel from there and put a quarter out, and you now have 35 on your 9. Nice out. 8. Okay, so we get to press up the 8 too. Hard 8, square pair. 18 pays 21. We're going to take 3. Next 24. Dealer, take my 8 up to 42. 24 and 18 is 42. And we are at 42 on the 8. Nice out. Box cars, 12 midnight. We're all starting to run a little long, but that's fine. We're making some money. And I had to say something. There we go. 4-3-7 out. Okay, we'll end it there. We'll see where we're at for the session. I don't know if we made the ground or if we just kind of tread water on that, but we'll get a count here in just a minute. Some sessions will go like that. It's better than going backwards. But yeah, let's see where we're at first before I make any analogies. All right, so let's go ahead and grab all this, put it back over here. We'll condense down anything we need to. Looks like we need some red. There's 5 red. Or a green. We're good on that. We're good on that. All right, remember we got our 3 crappy chips over here. That's 1500, 16, 17, 18, 19. Oh, it looks like I'm going to lose a little bit. 1975, 1980, 1, 2, 3, 4. The year after I graduated, 1984. Graduated in 83. Yeah, I'm old. So yeah, we went from what, 2043 to 1983, so we lost $60 if my math is correct. If not, I'll correct it here on the screen. You'll see what we had. So yeah, that was session 3, I believe. Filming these way ahead of time. These are going to come out either right before we're leaving or even the week that we're gone. I'll have 2 that'll come out. Just so you can, I am going to most likely run this strategy on the boat if it goes well. If it's just all over the place, which I still need to talk to a couple of guys that were on the boat last week. Excuse me. My friends Alfredo and Giuseppe, and see how they did on the table, which we did see reports on that from their videos and whatnot that they sent in, for those of you that do know them. But I was going to talk to him on the phone as well and just kind of find out the skinny on the table. So that is going to do it for this session. If you have any questions or comments, please put them below. If you'd rather remain a little bit more anonymous, here's an email, crapstx@gmail.com. Again, this was 66 inside. It's a method that I saw, which, a lot of people play 66 inside, but this one was called Dave's Way. Dave Nolan from Casino Quest. There's their banner. Go check out their channel. Lots of good strategies. Find that Dave's Way video. You'll see how I'm playing it. Hopefully I'm playing it correctly. So far so good. I mean, I'm still way up, starting out with, I think, 400 on the very first video, and we're at 1900 right now. So not too bad. So before we head out, if you don't mind, help us out with that algorithm. Hit that thumbs up for us. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Hit that bell for notifications. That way you'll be notified when the new video comes out. This is Craps TX. My name is Keith. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you on the next one.